Okay, we're live.
Everybody,
In 5,
bring it in.
4,
5 minutes.
5.
So we'll be
if
back.
What if I still counted you in after I said we're live?
Yeah, we're live.
Bad communication.
And 5 minutes. So we'll be back.
Right.
In 5 minutes, we'll be back. Welcome, everybody.
4:59.
Okay, folks.
4:58.
Go grab a cold pop. Welcome to the show. Brian McCarthy is speaking. Adam Hineker is to my left. If you're listening, I'm shirtless, folks.
Get on YouTube. Fire up YouTube.com.
Fire up YouTube and do a little one-handed listening.
/ right.
If you know what I mean. Bridget, flick the bean, baby. Hey, just want to get it out of the way. I'm a little behind with the sending out the headshots, but I was waiting for a couple of people were like, hey, I'm going to send you my address. I don't know why you couldn't just send me your address while telling me you're going to send me your address. It seems like it's an extra step.
They go a little warning shot.
Hey, you're
probably so you can be ready and you can adjust your calendar accordingly to receive the email.
Yeah. I mean,
what do I?
Not like I have to catch it with a butterfly net or something. Oh, wait. Yeah, there's an address drift.
Right?
Yeah. There's an address drifting by in the digital ether.
You got to really fucking coordinate with the picture.
So Monday, another, I don't know, 18 or so are going to go out on Monday. But I wanted to wait until, because, every time I go to the post office, it turns into like a local incident. So I wanted to make sure that I have, hopefully I can this might be the last. Again, if you haven't gotten a headshot and you're on the Patreon, send me your email. And if you actually send it to me before, I don't know, I guess Sunday, then you'll get in the latest batch going out with the old Pony Express.
We've had a few folks join the Patreon just for that. Yep. Can you believe that? It's like signing up for Peacock or something.
We're in the triple
digits
to
watch the Super Bowl.
I got to get rid of Paramount Plus. I joined Paramount.
I got that too.
Yeah, then I was watching Halo, which I enjoyed, but then I don't know if it's enough. I don't know if it's enough. The Halo is enough to keep me on Paramount Plus. You feel guilty because you have this streaming thing, and you're like, well, I never watch anything, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. But
you got to get Rocket Money, maybe.
What's that?
It's like a thing that cancels.
Unused
subscriptions.
Okay, yeah, I have seen Rocket Money. I feel like I was on there, and they wanted me to load in like the credit card. I was like, this is too much work.
Yikes!
But if you just go on, subscriptions on your settings on Apple, it'll just show you all the ones anyway.
Yeah, so, it's pretty easy to grab. Yeah. I don't keep enough. I don't have enough happening to where I need something like that.
I like to do.
I don't need a service.
I'm a big free trial, and then I cancel immediately, and then I have the free trial for like 5 days,
right,
on various apps, and then that's also stupid.
Like 20 email addresses.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
Signing up for free trials. I did that with Fubo.
For us by us.
For us by others. Fubo.
Oh. What is that? What is Fubo?
It's like Sling.
Oh,
because to watch football, to watch live sport.
Okay. And what you use like a dummy email address or something?
Yeah, I use like my work email, and then I use my like old burner porn email, and then I use like I might have used yours. I don't know. Right. Hard to say.
Todd at jerkinit.net.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
.edu, jerkinit.edu.
Fucking.
But then I finally just got a Sling. I just got I bit the bullet.
Do you like Sling?
I feel like it's a waste.
Yeah.
I pay like $60 a month.
Wow, that's a lot of
to
money.
have, but it's like 1,000 things. It's all the live TV basically that you need. And
then also like the various footballing.
Oh wait,
programs.
You know what? I realized it's actually a complete ripoff because the only reason why I got that was to watch Monday night games. And half the time I can't even watch it because a lot of times I have a thing I do on Monday nights.
Can you save it? Like, can you say, okay.
Can you like on demand?
Can you TiVo your Monday night
game? You probably could. I don't know if I would watch
on Tuesday. It seems too late.
Because usually you're on like social media and stuff, and there's gonna be spoilers. You could, I guess, you could probably watch it on demand,
but you don't. So
I don't usually, because I usually watch because I have the NFL app. Okay. So I'll watch on the train on my way home. Wow. So I usually catch like
you're sucking that gridiron dick.
Yeah, I'm like
you really are.
When that happened.
You're a real mark for these. You're like
I
on.
Love it.
I'm on NFL.com. I'm on pigskin.net.
It's the most masculine thing about me. so I'm clinging to it.
And then it's a distant second. Distant second is brunch.
My grinder account fucking won't stop going off in the middle. I'm trying to watch the game.
Oh,
boys,
guys,
I'm watching the game.
Party and play. I get it.
Yes.
So no show
maybe
last
at halftime.
Meet me in the men's room. MEAT. No show last week. Sorry about that. I was down in Florida. Adam and I talked about that when we were having lunch. It wasn't really that exciting. It was the thing of my wife's.
Brian, you were kind of like professional arm candy. I feel like, and looking at, you posted some of the photos on
looking pretty good.
The web.
Yep. I will
on social media, so I can talk about it.
If you follow me on Brian M's show, well, I had a dinner jacket made because I have a half brother that I don't really talk to anymore. So funny to say that out loud. But and a couple of years ago, he had a black tie wedding, and I just gave him my tuxedo. I was like, you have to get this tailored. And
it was his wait. It wasn't his wedding.
No,
he was just in attendance. Okay,
he was in. But
I thought you gave him his. Yeah, I thought he got a hand-me-down tux to be a groom.
And then I didn't go to the wedding. I was like, here, you can borrow this tuxedo because I won't be wearing it because I don't talk to you anymore.
Because we're estranged. So that's not going to stop me from giving you a tux.
Well, it really does. It really does kill two birds with one stone. You're like, this is a kind of an awkward way to tell you this, but I will no longer be speaking to you anymore. But the bonus is I'm giving you a tuxedo I barely wear that you can get married in. But he had to get it tailored, but he's kind of a knucklehead. So I bet he didn't even get the tuxedo tailored when I gave it to him. So anyway, point is that I needed, also I've lost the 55 pounds.
Sure.
So it's like, I needed something. So I ended up getting a dinner jacket made.
Right.
A shawl collar.
I think it looks like it maybe came with your own variety show.
That's
how kind of throwback. It looks kind of. It's white.
Yep. Well, it's cream.
Cream. Okay. Yeah, I didn't. Scrolling through, I didn't see that it was.
Maybe you should pay for the better higher resolution.nfl.com or something like that.
Right.
Yeah. But it was fun because it's nice to wear when you go to a black tie event and you're wearing a cream colored when you're wearing a dinner jacket. Then it's easy to find me in a crowd, and everyone else looks like a cater waiter. You know,
that's a good idea. Yeah.
And then there were a couple of people
easier to locate.
The guy that owned the whole company, he had a blue dinner jacket on with like a black satin lapel,
like a navy or like a Lloyd Christmas, like light baby blue, Dumb and Dumber.
Oh no, not that.
Not like
I know you. Lloyd. Was that the character's name? Lloyd
Christmas was was Jim Carrey.
Yeah, not Jeff Daniels. Yes.
Yeah. I don't remember what his name was.
Tommy Hanukkah.
Was it Lloyd and Jerry?
I
forget. I
don't know. I know that I wouldn't have known the character's last name.
I mean, Lloyd Christmas, it's almost hard to not remember that one. It's such a good name.
It is a great name.
Great fake name.
No, his was like I'm talking about the guy that owned the company.
Right.
It wasn't quite a navy blue. It was like a robin's egg blue. Is that a thing? Like a robin's egg?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so kind of like almost a pastel.
Yeah, but a richer pastel.
Deeper
hued pastel. Okay. Yes. So it was fun to be down there. And I will say this though, if you live because I lived down there for about 2 years, a long time ago, 97, 98. It's crazy. But if you don't speak Spanish, you're at a real disadvantage being in Miami, in Dade County.
Oh, it's like Queens.
Yeah, but
bit.
But you really get the feeling when you're in Dade County that like the whole Queens, yes, lots of people speak Spanish in Queens for sure, but they also speak, Bengali. And
I had a bitchy gay Latin guy one time tell me, "Papi, this is Queens."
Oh, really?
Because I didn't speak Spanish in a cafe that I worked in.
Well, in your defense, your mouth was full. Your mouth was full of cum, so it was hard.
And it was his, too, so you'd think the guy would have been more grateful.
You're like, "I'll swallow in a minute." Essay.
I'll tell you which way to the library as soon as I'm done.
Hello. Yeah.
Taking your seat in my mouth.
You grab these white ears to throat fuck me.
My pistol grip ears.
Yeah. But no, you just get
but I know it's I've been, so I do understand what you're talking about.
Yeah. Which again is fine. I don't really one way or another. I'm not like saying that like you're Margaret, speak English, but it's just like all right. It's almost like it's the onus is on me to speak.
Right. To speak. You speak a little bit of Espanol.
I only speak Spanish in terms of the metric system.
Yeah, buying cocaine.
Yeah, grams. Right. Como se dice ocho ball? 8 ball. Ocho ball.
You speak that uptown dialect.
Exactly. And I speak cocaine Spanish. Right. But anyway, it's fun to be down there. It was cool. Perico, which is
I had a guy give me the pericos the other day on Roosevelt Avenue. Really? In Queens, yeah. And the only reason why I knew what that was because you've talked about it.
The more you know.
Pericos.
Well, the thing about it is you must have looked like a real fucking cokehead because
I mean he was saying it to everybody.
Yeah, but I feel like if I looked at you, I would probably bust out cocaine.
I mean, a white dude in at midnight in
that's what
a very Latin area.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm there to fucking burn.
Yeah, you're there to party. I wonder how that would have gone down if you were like, okay, how much?
I was speaking.
Yeah. You speak back to him in accented English.
Okay. How much?
You have me a pen and the co is extra. Let's do it.
I rewatched Scarface recently.
How was it?
It's so fucking horrible. I mean, listen, I know it's kind of like sacred, or is it sacred?
I mean, it's
kind
iconic.
Of like iconic. Yeah. But I mean, he's just the Tony Montana. He's just such a frustrating character because he's so arrogant. Like he's like comes from he's like working at a hot dog stand or something.
Yep.
And he's like a Cuban refugee. Yep. And then he just immediately is like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking steal your empire and try to fuck your wife. I'm gonna impregnate your wife, and then I'm not only gonna impregnate your wife, or no, I guess he didn't get her. They didn't have kids, but I'm not only gonna
her
fuck
womb was
your
polluted,
wife, right? But then I'm also gonna become drunk with power and then be an asshole to her.
Yeah. And then I'm going to actually really want to fuck my sister.
Yeah.
And then my best friend is going to marry her.
Was hot, though.
Yeah, she was really hot.
I like that big fro.
Yeah. She was also in Better, but wasn't she in Better Off Dead? She was
was that the sister or the girl?
French girl.
Oh shit. I didn't even realize.
French fries.
Right.
Peru.
When he had the hangers with her, or was that a different lady? Was Cusack, was he obsessed with her, the French girl? No. Okay,
he was obsessed with the blonde girl whose boyfriend was the ski instructor.
Sure.
And then the French girl lived with the big fat kid who, by the way,
Ricky.
Yeah,
Ricky's great.
Who is Dan Schneider. All roads lead to that Nicholas. Will you look that up, please?
Oh my God, was that Dan Schneider? Because I'm watching the doc too.
Yeah, we got to talk about the doc. We're gonna really unpack.
We're gonna get into doc talk. Okay, I'm gonna look it up because if that's Dan Schneider, then I might fucking jump out of my chair like this is Def Jam.
I'm like 70.
This is a Baptist church.
70% sure that Dan Schneider played the fat kid in Better Off Dead. Because he was also in Head of the Class.
Yes, Ricky Smith. You are correct.
Yeah.
It was Dan Schneider.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Okay.
I mean, a week ago, that wouldn't have meant anything to me. So I started watching
For those of you who don't know,
Quiet on the Set.
Quiet on the Set. There's a documentary on Max, which is HBO. Isn't HBO? I don't really know.
Yeah, Max. HBO became Max. I think it was bought by HBO got like a new CEO.
Right.
And he was like, enough with this boutique shit. Like, we're losing money.
Right.
We're not auteurs. And then they basically merged it with like a fucking bullshit kind of catch-all streaming service.
But they gave it the name that sounds just like Cinemax, which is their competitor, which just seems weird.
I think, did they maybe merge?
No.
Okay.
Cinemax is still around, but Cinemax is Cinemax. HBO
I didn't even know. I didn't realize Cinemax was even still a thing.
I think so.
You watch it late nights, the Scrambled?
I watch Red Shoe Diaries, and that's how I can jerk off.
Silk stockings.
I can only ejaculate to one tit.
Yes.
One tit that goes right past it, because one tit that goes by in a Chrysler Sebring.
Oh my God.
It's got to be a Chrysler Sebring with one tit hanging out. So they made it. Yeah, because if you go on Max, HBO is still on there because I'm watching.
Yeah, all the actual HBO stuff is on there.
And there's new stuff. For example, Regime, which is a show with Kate Winslet.
Okay.
That's on HBO. And that's like one of their high production
She's
value.
She's got another HBO because she just did the Mayor of Easttown a couple years ago.
She's a busy girl.
Wow, that fucking Winslet.
She puts, she's a good actress, Plenty of room on that piece of wood for her and Leonardo DiCaprio, but I'm not going to do that hacky joke.
Right.
Move over, Rose. Anyway, so point is that so this thing is called Quiet on the Set, and it is a real, they really let it all hang out. It is a documentary about the sort of Dan Schneider, who's this big fatso guy who was he was sort of the boy wonder of Nickelodeon, and he created all of these unwatchable shows that kids loved. Josh and Drake and Amanda Burns and another one, and all these shows. And essentially, look, not that you should watch. It's really it's wild because you watch it and you realize who's the one that was dating Pete Dominic? Ariana Grande. Like Ariana Grande,
Pete Davidson.
Yes, but Ariana Grande was the star of a bunch of these shows, and there are scenes where she's just shaking like a sausage in front of her eyes, and then white liquid comes out and just comes all over her face. And then there's one where she's trying to get liquid out of
juice out of a potato.
Why won't
the juice come out? Yeah, it's very if you're like a perv for Ariana Grande, I mean that's got to be fucking Christmas and your birthday.
And in Dan Schneider's defense, what he's
you're a real Schneider apologist. This fucking guy.
Well, what he's made is he's kind of made like PG-13 pedophilia porn.
Oh yeah, so it's definitely a dog whistle but
also
it might just be even a regular whistle.
But it's enough where no one's really naked. It's all suggested. He may have saved a bunch of lives by creating, you know what I mean? Like it's sort of like it's enough where
you mean because he's making like methadone for pedos.
Yeah. Like instead of them going out and going on the
pedo lozenge,
instead of going out in the streets and going out on and getting caught by Chris Hansen and everything else, he's like, look, what I'm making is it's not the best, but it should be enough. Like you can be able to
my thing. Yes, I would say counterpoint to that is, do you really think that he was doing that? Do you think that he was aware that he was doing that?
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
Okay, because you don't think he's just kind of a pervert and has a fucked up sense of humor?
What I think when you watch the documentary, there was a little girl, like a 9-year-old girl, and the name of the character was Judge Taint.
Right.
Which, all right, number one, these are like really hacky jokes.
I mean, he's clearly very juvenile and like emotionally, like there was a reason probably why he was able to make television for kids and really connect with people that are like tweens. Because I mean, think about that. If we tried to like go, I don't know, what do 11-year-olds want?
My cock? What? Sorry, was it?
Other than that,
show me shaved cock. Show me shirtless middle-aged man.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying, but I also feel like I'm on the 3rd episode of the. I don't know how many episodes there are, but I'm on.
They 4, and then they did like a follow-up kind of thing with like fucking that one lady that does all the kind
Kathy
of
Bates.
Like tell all. I don't know. I'm not even going to look it up, but she's like
Judith Light.
She's like the one that does all the kind of like sit down touching stuff.
I don't
know.
Not
touching like literally.
I don't know who you mean. I don't know.
Hold on, I'm going to look it up.
Like
Give you a filibuster.
Sure, I can. Yeah. So anyway, so by the 3rd episode, Dan Schneider has he secured his hold or secreted his hold on Nickelodeon's programming wheel, and every single show features 13-year-old girls in bikinis sucking their toes. Pretty much. I mean, that's pretty much like an episode will be like in this episode of like Amanda Gets It. The girls have a toe sucking contest where they put their feet in different powdered sugar, and whoever can lick the most powdered sugar off their own toes gets to have Dan Schneider come in his pants when he's editing it. Okay, that's an episode. And there we go,
Gets
folks.
to rub his shoulders.
Yeah.
Well, he jerks off to
there's a lot of shoulder rubbing.
A lot of, I need a massage.
And what I want to the thing that about it is, and again, none of this is a spoiler because it's wild to watch. I mean, for example, if you look at, and I know this has been talked about like ad nauseum in other shows, but just this is this show, so you're going to have to just hang in there for a minute. But the very graphic of Nickelodeon is a foot. If you look at it, it's a foot with the things on top, and they look like toes. And not only would you look at it and be like, I don't know if it's toes or not. No, there's a big toe. And the toes get smaller. It's clearly a foot. And Dan Schneider had in his backyard, he had a Nickelodeon toe pool, custom made. Oh my God. But it looks, you almost have to say to yourself, does the logo look like feet, or do the feet look like the logo? It's a very, very brilliant way to kind of, and each toe, which they get concentrically, they get smaller, and they're each a hot tub. So it really is hiding in plain sight. And there's like in the first episode, there's this little black kid, and they used to put these boys. There was a lot of like superhero plot points.
Sure.
And they'd put these 12 and 13-year-old boys in these like leotards. And then they would have them, like there was one where he was like, I'm Nose Boy. And they basically had this apparatus around this poor kid's neck, which looked like dick and balls. I mean, it's not even like you couldn't even look at it and be, I don't know how, when something is so obvious, it's that you literally, you can't see your nose to spite your face. I mean,
it's like hiding in plain sight.
Yes. So in this thing, this poor kid's got like this prosthetic dickhead sticking out of his nose. And like every time he gets, his superpower is like milky white cum or shoots out of it or something. It's just crazy when you watch it.
It's insane.
But the thing about it, the one that really got me, because I have a little bit of experience with this. I was molested on the set of Silver Spoons
with plying, grooming.
Yes. Ricky Schroeder.
Young boys.
You can't groom the willing, by the way. Right. I'd be like, I would, when I was a 12-year-old child actor, I'd walk in the room and be like, whose dick do I have to suck to be an extra on this?
You were
thing?
like a real tease.
Yeah. They're like, we're making V, the miniseries, where the lizard people come from outer space. I'd be like, all right, who wants to fuck me in the ass? I'll get a walk on in this.
Yeah. When is somebody
make us work?
When's somebody going to grope me?
Yeah. Make us work for it.
Right.
I'd be over at craft services, sticking Skittles in my own asshole. Yeah. Oh, whoops. I'm so sleepy because
I'm the copper tone baby.
I drugged myself.
Got a little tan line
by
on your butt crack.
By Accident. So yeah. Can someone give me acting lessons in their trailer with the door locked?
You start to act like even younger because you think that's what's stopping them from molesting. You're like, maybe I've aged out.
Me want to make many. I want to be famous.
Right. By the way, Soledad O'Brien was the lady that did the episode 5 where she sits down.
Okay.
It was bugging me. I couldn't think. I don't think anybody.
It's not ringing a bell, but I'll probably know her face when I finally get to it. Although by then I've been jerking off so much to this that I may have to take a break Is that right? You almost but you almost wore it out. Let the walls of my dick heal from the constant friction of the. I have to wear an oven mitt to jerk off to it because then otherwise, just like mommy. All right. So anyway, the second episode they had that kid Drake on the show, right? He played Drake.
Is that episode 2? Yeah, that is episode 2, huh? That's where he tells his truth.
Yeah. So he's sitting there, this poor guy who's now like 36, and he's wearing like this powder blue a sport coat with like a prairie, like a 5-button shirt underneath. Like he's dressed like it's 1997. And he's sitting there.
He's wearing like a teal fucking from the Don Johnson collection.
with like yeah,
coat suit
yeah.
jacket.
It looks like they defrosted him from 1997. Like, yeah, they and this poor guy, again, what happened was ultimately some guy named Brian somebody ended up like was fucking him in the ass and putting things in his ass and just, I mean,
he was waking up
the first time
to his speech coach,
fucking
like putting stuff. Listen, we've all been there, right?
By the way,
you wake up and your speech
yeah.
pathologist is sodomizing you with a frozen banana.
If my wife turns on a light switch in the bedroom, I'm awake for 2 hours. Like, how deep a sleeper is this
100%.
kid? I don't know. Sounds a little like the flower wanted to be watered, if you know what I mean. I don't mean to be out, Brian.
You think he was pretending to be asleep for 2 months? No, yes.
Yeah. Oh, this must be a waking dream. Here, move my hip over. You can fit more in. Let me move over a little bit. Let me move let me tuck my legs up. You can get more dick meat in there. Mm-hmm. Anyway, my point is like I'm watching this thing, and but here's the thing: they show up with the dad who was his manager,
right?
And the dad, by the way, looks as leathery and worn out as anybody. It looks like the father. The father looks like he could be like an Eskimo or something, or Samoan. There's
some sort of Inuit.
Yeah.
He's he could be like an eighth Mexican,
and he has like, and he's balding, but he has long hair. Never a good look,
right?
But he looks all. And the guy's probably like maybe my age, maybe probably older. But like,
I think he's probably in his 60s.
Yeah. When you're 50, almost 51, that's something. But I'm watching the guy, and he looks like he's been sleeping in a dryer on high heat for 20 years because I'm looking at the guy, and so apparently the whole thing started off with, and I have seen documentaries about like stage dads or stage parents rather. And it's always the same thing. They're like, well, little, Bobby came in the room one day and said he wanted to be in the pictures. So I sold the Corolla, bought us both a bus ticket. We couldn't find his mother for the past couple of months anyway.
The Oakwood and started going on auditions.
It's never like a nuclear family moves to LA. It's always like, well, his mother lost a foot working at the cannery. So she got some disability money. So we spent that on dentist work, and we went out there, and after I collected cans for a few months.
Yeah, the kid's more of a lottery ticket than just like a regular.
And I'll share my story about that once I get through all this stuff. But like, so essentially they start off with the dad, and the dad's sitting there, and he's talking about his son Drake, and he go, well, he was an actor, and they're kind of showing this kid's meteoric rise through, and he was on like an episode of Seinfeld. He was like, did a lot of bit parts here and there, and then he's a series regular on that Amanda Burns show, or Brian's show, right?
Yeah.
And I was thinking of George Burns. Hey, Gracie. I might want to.
Great granddaughter.
Your speech pathologist is gonna fuck you in the shitter.
Right.
You want to be somebody, kid? Yeah. So say goodnight, Gracie. Sorry, she's got a dick in her mouth. She's 9. So anyway, so he's talking, right? And this is the part that like made me crazy. So you got the dad, right? And the dad starts to talk about, well, at first it was great because Brian had a real interest in our son. And, the mom was, the mom is somewhere else, and she's in LA somewhere, but for some reason the dad has custody, which is always kind of a red flag.
Yeah, definitely a red flag. Yeah. But he was the one that was kind of shepherding him back and forth.
Right. We lived in Orange County.
I mean, that could also just mean that the dad doesn't really have stable employment too. Hey. But I think they were not together.
The dad has hitched his wagon to his son.
Yes. Drake is his meal ticket.
Right. He's like, yeah. And by the way, a really lame meal ticket. He's like, before you know it, kid, we're going to have a Reliant K car, like we're going to be eating hot food.
Well, because it was Viacom, right?
What do you mean?
I think the company, because I think he said at one point, Dan had like threatened that it was like, you'll never work for any Viacom shows. Well, so I know they notoriously don't pay well.
Yes.
Like all the MTVs and all that shit.
Yes,
it's a lot of.
But I think when you're like living in your, Toyota Corolla, I think making $800 a week for these two is probably
sure. No, that's for them. Yeah, it's probably pretty good.
Yeah. So anyway, it's not that sweet CW money. So anyway, but you got the dad, right? And the dad's sitting there, and this is obviously like this is now. So they're talking about 2005, 2007, 2004, and the dad starts going, I thought there might be something a little weird with this guy Brian, because he would put his arm around my son and he'd throat kiss him in front of me. And I'm watching this and I'm like, okay, like I have children, right? If I thought for a second that there was some adult acting inappropriately,
that's flamboyantly gay,
although
and very enthusiastic about working with children.
Yeah, although, and again,
I guess I'm only assuming he's flamboyantly gay just by looking at him. I never actually heard him speak.
Well, you think a 41-year-old man that spends his weekends at Disneyland with a 15-year-old boy he's grooming and his group of friends, all of them would like load up in like a Mentos commercial. They'd all get in a Jeep Cherokee and head down to Orange
Everybody
County.
On the bench seat in the front.
Who has gas money?
There's 8 of us, Brian.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, come on.
I don't want to hear excuses.
We don't need seatbelts. I've got my arms to hold you.
Yes.
Get over here, Drake. Bye, Dad. Bye, Drake's dad.
Right.
We can't afford a hotel room, so we just bought one sleeping bag. We're all going to sleep in it, all 14 of us. 13 men of a certain age and your son, all in a sleeping bag. No, we're not going to be able to wear vestments because on account of the clothes will get in the way of the itinerant warmth of our bodies. Because we're hairy and he's not. Anyway, I'm oversharing.
Right.
Bye.
I've said too much.
Yes, exactly. We're gone already. Who wants to share a burger at In-N-Out? That's what's going to be burger. And then later on, that's what we're going to be doing. I'm just kidding. Anyway, play the stereo. But the dad is going, somebody showed me because this guy, Brian, did you see where there's a video of Brian and a young Leonardo DiCaprio? And they show the video.
Yes.
And he's going, and I watched this video of him and Leonardo DiCaprio. Right. Number one, I was pretty excited because we're Leonardo DiCaprio. Sure. Number two, though, in this video, he is giving him butterfly kisses on his belly, in front of the entire crew of, what was he? He was on Growing Pains, probably. That was when he was on Growing Pains.
Yeah, I believe it was Growing Pains, right? Where he was like a regular.
Well, they brought him in. That's what they would do in the 80s when like Kirk Cameron got to be too old. It wasn't cute anymore. And actually probably the younger, even there was Kirk Cameron. There was the sister who was the glasses, the dork, right? And then they had the younger wisecracking blonde brother.
Sure.
And I think by the time that kid got too old to be cute anymore, they brought in Leonardo DiCaprio.
When they brought Leo in.
Yeah, for like a year, and then the show, went away. And by the way, I know we're hopping all over the place here, but when that guy Brian was in his sentencing, you know who wrote him a letter of support?
I mean, I remember a few people, but yeah,
Alan Thicke.
Oh, that's right. Al Thicke did write him a fucking.
Hey, let me tell you, this guy.
I wonder if he was one of the guys in the courtroom that showed up because a lot of people did say. I mean, this might be later on. Hopefully, I'm not spoilering. But a lot of people did say that they wrote letters of support and they showed up under very false pretense. Like they didn't.
Yeah, but okay, who writes a letter of support and doesn't know what they're supporting?
Well, they were given bad. They were given like not the right info. He made it seem like he was trying to get railroaded, or like they always say, it's a money grab or something.
So let's just role play for a minute. I worked on a show with Alan Thicke, right? And I go to Alan Thicke's house, and he goes, "Brian, I haven't seen you in a dog's age. How you doing, Brian?" Well, I work with kids all the time, and I love children, and I'm a single guy, and I go to Disneyland a lot with kids, and
you know how that looks bad.
You're not going to believe it. One of these kids is accusing me of butt fucking him 8 ways from Sunday. Would you mind writing a page-long letter of support?
And to your point, the kid from Boy Meets World or whatever writes a letter of support. That maybe I understand, because this guy could be a bit of a gatekeeper, and it could stop him from getting work if he doesn't support him or whatever. That's implied. Alan Thicke is like, he's doing very well.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to write a fucking letter of support for some guy named Brian.
You imagine Brian shows up at the Boy Meets World guy's house and he's like, so, Boy Meets World? Well, if you don't write this letter, the next show you're going to be on is going to be called Boy Meets Unemployment Line.
Right. I thought you were going to say my made for TV movie is going to be Man Meets Jail.
Right.
The man gets shoes for protection.
Yes, man loses commissary to everybody. And
that movie, man drops soap.
Yeah, all of man's butt meat falls out in a big pile in the laundry room.
We'll work on the title. I'm
spitballing here.
It's wordy.
I'm using Final Draft, and it's not coming together. But I do have some people reading it. And by the way, it is funny with these. They do show you like the people, like sort of behind the scenes people that did write him letters. And they do look like a bunch of boy lovers because it's like the guy from X-Men and, each one, they're just, and it's like, couldn't they find a real picture, not a picture of a guy at a Halloween party?
Right.
No,
it's better.
Yeah. Hi. See him in the background.
Yeah. Thor.
Yeah. He's cosplaying as the Lone Ranger. Is that even a thing? Right. So anyway, but my point is like, if you're a dad and you're managing your son and your son's career, and you start to have an inkling that maybe your son is at the very least.
And he had more, what he claims to be more than an inkling.
Well, that was the thing. When finally Drake came clean,
right?
I guess like his fucking prostate just fell out at Thanksgiving or something, like, right. And when
I walked into a door.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Right.
Like there's tearing in your anus, Drake.
When I noticed my son was able to completely deep throat a fire hydrant,
right,
I said, I don't know, something's going on here. So, but when he went to his dad, and they say this on the documentary, the dad goes, I told my son, I knew it.
He knew it. He said, I knew it.
How did you know it? Like, why wouldn't you say to somebody else? I understand if your own son's a meal ticket, but if you see this guy, Brian, you don't go to some other parent and be like, hey, not for nothing, but like, your kid went to Knott's Berry Farm and came back with a Knott's Berry butthole or whatever. I mean, it's a stupid joke, but you know what I mean? Like, why? I just watching that, I was like, you're number one, you're all awful people. And number two, you're you stupid or something? Like, and how badly do you want this for your family? I don't know. When I saw it, because the parents are in a weird way, you're complicit in something like that.
Yeah, well, I guess he kind of made it sound like he knew it, but he couldn't confirm, so it felt like he was just being gaslit, and the guy was so insulated, which I don't understand how a guy that's just, I mean, I don't know how Hollywood works.
Clearly.
But this guy,
you have to do it, Adam.
This guy,
that's how it works.
To be very,
none of us want to be gay, but it's the life you have to lead.
The guy seemed to be very well insulated for like a voice coach and a guy that played Mr. Pickle on like iCarly or whatever the fuck it was.
Well,
he played the pickle. Remember, he was the pickle man.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's just like it's better than you could. Anything you could come up with fictionally.
I'm Mr. Dill. But here's the thing: is number one. You see like Corey Feldman, right? Corey Feldman would say there's an evil cabal of Jewish pedophiles and they run Hollywood. And you go, Corey Feldman, you're full of shit.
Right.
Then you see this thing and you're like,
wait a minute.
Maybe Corey Feldman
guy.
Maybe Corey Feldman was, am I actually going to say this out loud? He was right. all along.
Corey was right. And I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddling. 45-year-olds with a band.
Like Corey Haim was actually killed by Jeff Singer or whatever the fuck it was.
You never know, because I mean, if you think about Singer. If you think about it, I mean, that is like a murderable offense if you're a sort of powerful Hollywood guy and you're going to be outed as a pedo. So I mean, that's like
So I guess what you're saying is kind of what the Drake guy's dad was saying,
right, Mr.
was
Drake.
That he was so insulated with all these other powerful pedophiles.
Right. Because if you think about it, even after he gets nailed and people,
yeah,
right? Pun heavily intended.
thank you.
But even though he's the one nailing Drake, but even after he gets, there's charges and like he's going to court, the fact that people are still writing letters of support, I mean, he had to have some pull.
Again,
I still can't.
Yeah.
Fucking,
Okay.
wait, you don't even know what you said.
Go ahead.
Fucking
Pull Miss Becca.
Becca's,
Go ahead.
kids,
Mr. Pickle,
children,
body of one.
right? But you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't explain Al Thick because that makes no sense.
Do you know him well enough to call him Al Thick?
Yeah,
by the way, he's
I
Mr. Thick.
knew I was in Scouts with Robin.
He wrote
Robin
so
and I
many.
grew up
That
together.
guy was a Canadian.
100%.
Yeah. Anyway, but but again, what I think is wild is that they're talking about all of this group of pedophiles and this guy Brian. The one thing that made me kind of laugh, well, many things made me laugh. I mean,
Sure.
It's all horrible, but
you thought this thing was fucking hilarious.
I had to keep stopping.
Laugh a minute, you said.
I actually had the remote in my lap, and I had to get another remote because I got so many tears of laughter.
Right.
I
You're
shorted
you
it out.
didn't get why it didn't have a laugh track.
Yeah. It's like, oh, documentary or the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. But the funny thing, who came out smelling like a rose in all of this was fucking Dan Schneider. The guy sitting there.
A little bit by comparison. Yeah.
No, the Drake kid actually says in all of this.
Yeah. He
who was there for me.
Dan was there.
And he didn't write a letter of recommendation for Brian.
Right.
He didn't write a letter of support.
I think he said they even made a point to say he said no or something.
Yeah. He said no.
Right. Yeah. No, you're right. It does kind of.
He's like probably sitting there with Brian. He's like, look, I'm into feet and young girls. What you've got going on is disgusting.
Everything that he did was very muddled and I mean, he's a dirtbag, but it was like
Dan Snyder.
It wasn't. Didn't have the definition.
I haven't gotten there yet, but I think it's funny that that Hollywood is just a nest of pedophiles and perverts when the guy who has a foot pool in his backyard is the hero.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like
guy with a triple chin and a foot pool.
Yeah. The guy who's so fat that he wears the belt. He's one of those guys that has like the below the belt belly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? And by the way, if you're that fat and that rich, I know this is before Ozempic, which is a miracle drug. But why not get your stomach stapled or something?
Interestingly enough, you'll see later on he does like kind of a rebuttal.
Oh,
kind of like it's like a sort of well-produced podcast kind of interview where he sort of gives his side of the story, and he loses a lot of weight.
Oh, well, day late, dollar
just
short.
Like it's just a lot of skin.
Yeah.
He's got a big weird goatee, and it's just draped, just skin drapes.
And because Jocelyn, we were looking it up, and he is married to a woman.
Is he really?
Yeah, I bet she's pretty hot too.
I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah,
I gotta know.
Yeah.
I bet she's like, I could see it being like a green card thing.
Be funny,
and like she doesn't know. Like she's from Peru or something and doesn't know that, or the Philippines. I see him with like a Filipino.
Yeah, I could see
mail order bride.
Yeah, I could see, or like it's somebody who's hideous but just has beautiful feet.
Yeah,
he's like, I don't know. I love her for her feet. Everything about her is gross.
Oh, Lisa Lillian.
She
is ethnic, but I don't know. It looks like she was some sort of a television person too.
Yeah, I'm sure. Probably like maybe even like a bit player on Allison Goes to College or whatever these dumb shows are called. Or
right.
I don't know.
Lisa Lillian.
Well,
writer producer Dan Schneider.
So
dog named Lolly. I don't know.
Come on.
I don't know what it doesn't say.
Don't try to make him sound cute.
Right.
It's dog named Lolly. Dog named Toenail. Come here, Toenail. Come here. She's got a good soul, everybody. He's making like toast at his rehearsal dinner. He's making weird foot jokes like in the thing.
Oh, she's the founder of something called Hungry Girl.
Oh,
a food brand.
Oh, is it like spelled like GRR?
No,
like Lisa Loeb?
Standard. Hungry Girl.
Is she a heavy girl? Heavy-ish?
No, no.
Oh well.
Oh, maybe somebody's saying she's white maybe she's white and she's just got a nice tan.
Okay.
I don't know.
Gee,
I figured
obsessed with race much, Adam? Jeez.
Well, because I said she looked ethnic, and then somebody.
I'm just busting your beans, buddy.
Somebody corrected. I was corrected. The fucking woke police.
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
Sorry, I didn't
realize that the fuck chat was full of libtards.
I didn't realize Janine Garofalo was on the Patreon.
Who invited Mark Maron?
Yeah, exactly.
In the fucking
what the fudge
to the chat.
So anyway, so I'll finish watching it and I'll see what's going on with this whole thing. But
yeah,
we're just watching the dad. So let me tell you my weird, well, not really weird, but it's not even that great of a story.
Tell me where Brian touched you.
Show me on the doll. Show me on the supple. That's why I'm not wearing a shirt. I can show you on my own body. It was my nips.
Yeah.
Started with the nips and ended with my nips.
It went all around the world back to my nips.
Do you like your nipples played with at all or sucked?
Yeah, I don't. Let's find out.
Yeah.
Only one way.
Get over here. Get over here.
Save it for the Patreon.
Show's over. Bye, everybody.
Yeah, no. I do. I feel weird about it. I'm conflicted.
Like what?
I don't know. I just feel like it's.
Do you feel like? Does your girlfriend just suck them uninvited, or do you...
No, I wouldn't say there's any. I don't know that I'm sure she probably has done something, but I don't go like, oh yeah, oh fuck yeah.
Get in there.
But I have had.
It's a milk out.
I have had experiences where I wasn't super into it, like the overall experience, and then there was some like nipple stuff, and it kind of got me back in the game.
Do you think if you were just laying,
I owe my life to, basically is what I'm saying, to nipple play.
Nipple play saved my marriage. Do you think that you could just do you think if you could just get an erection by someone licking your nipples and playing with your nipples?
I mean, if I really concentrated,
do you think that could happen in the next half an hour?
I feel like if you put your mind to anything, you can make it happen.
Or your nipples are too ticklish.
And by my mind, I mean press your penis.
Yep. Do you think you could get a hard on if somebody titty fucked you with a dildo?
Hypothetically, like a guy, I don't know, like I'm just spitballing. A guy you do a podcast with?
Yeah. Let's just say you're in a 3-bedroom on the Upper East Side, shirtless guy is just
eating kitchen.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Open concept. Right. Open concept floor plan. Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Are you fishing? Do you want me to ask you about your nipples? Is that what this is about?
A shirt for a reason. I thought could be.
You are shirtless on a podcast and you do have hard nipples. I mean, if that's not,
my nipples are generally always hard.
Incentive to talk about. Remember we had
go ahead.
What was her name? The Puerto Rican gal on here. One of the first like adult guests that we had here.
Puerto Rican gal. This
helped you with your social media.
Oh yeah, the one Maria. I know who you mean. She wasn't Puerto Rican, Mexican from Tampa.
I thought she said
she brought her dad's nipple clamps.
She brought her dad's. Remember she clamped.
Yep, I remember that.
That didn't do anything. The clamp doesn't do anything.
I'm not a nipple guy. I mean, I would be thrilled if anybody paid attention. I mean, anything.
Sure.
At this point, I mean, if anybody cracked my knuckles,
you'd be fucking tickled.
Yeah, fucking. I'd say, this is the best time ever. What a breast time I'm having.
Yeah.
But no, I don't care. I mean, it's not something I wouldn't like. If my wife, of course, was like, hey, I'm going. If someone just came up to me at a bus stop, and just threw me down and just
guy behind a transit station. Yeah. I mean, my wife, of course.
Somebody I met on Craigslist or to lay me down.
Casual encounters.
Yeah, casual, yes. No, but I wouldn't.
In adult gigs.
I wouldn't be looking for it necessarily, but if it happened,
you wouldn't discourage.
No, I wouldn't be like, get off those nipples. What do you think? I'm some kind of fruit?
I'm not that kind of girl.
Yeah, I'm a man. These nipples are only for looking good in a sweatshirt. Anyway, so, fuck, I totally missed the whole thing. Okay, so the story.
Yeah.
So, I was a dad on a commercial for this thing called Alibaba.
I remember seeing that.
Okay,
yeah, you were in like a polo shirt.
Nice to meet a fan. Thank you.
I wanted to have you sign
that was
my clip.
That was when it was a 2-day shoot, and that was where the makeup girl was a Scientologist, and the other. I think I told you this. Alibaba is a Chinese company, and everyone that was on it was a big money shoot. It was in a sound stage, and there was, I don't know, lots of,
Really? Okay.
30, 40, 50 people there. And all of the executives from Alibaba, who are all Chinese, were all walking around. And there was the makeup girl was like, she was now, I'll give you a little inside the beltway, as we call it in the old show business. But a lot of times makeup people in LA are people that have sort of aged out of acting.
Oh, really? They were in front of the camera, and then they pick up a brush.
Or they meant to, they may have, look, this is a lot of people in LA are like this. You move out there, you want, you have aspirations of being in TV or film or whatever it is, and you may have a run where you do some parts in that, but then at a certain point you are like, you need a job, right? So
you either become a cater waiter or
something like that.
Get in behind the scenes,
right? And they become, and sometimes, and you can, if you become good at makeup or hair or whatever it is, you can make good money. And
sure,
you get in the union or whatever.
Right.
So anyway, but so a lot of times, like these makeup people that I've met, they sometimes they tend to be like in their early mid 40s, maybe late 40s, maybe early 50s, whatever. And they're good looking, but they tend to be a little wacky. They've been in LA for a long time. They're not in LA they're not from LA. They may talk to you about how their cat is sick, or they
may have married a man and converted to a religion and then divorced him and feel conflicted about it.
Yeah. Or like they talk about getting a tattoo covered up.
Yes.
It's just like
a lot of weird permanent decisions that they've made that now they might be paying for financially or emotionally.
Did you first show? God, did I ever tell you I got branded 7 years ago?
Right.
I joined a volleyball team, and I woke up 5 years later.
They were
in a
definitely
container
in Nexium.
Yeah. I woke up in a container. I was one of the sister wives.
Right. They were one of Ranieri's girls.
Yeah. My grandmother died, and I gave them all the money to build a spaceship. So anyway, so this one woman, so I'm sitting in the chair, and what happens on a lot of these locations and sets and things is you just sit around and you just talk bullshit all day long because there's nothing else to do. You know what I mean? Because you may have a call time of 6 or 7 in the morning, so you get there and you have to wait for them to light a shot and light it and do this, and they block it, and they have to, and once they're ready for you, the actual acting that you do is very little amount of time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
the actual
you come on, you go, I can't believe I ate the whole thing.
Sure.
And you do that 5 times, and then they have to like adjust the light. So then they go, okay, Brian, you will come get you. So then you have to, but then before they come get you, they put you back in hair and makeup, and they have to like put a little brush on your face, and they move your hair just so, and then someone has to come over they take a picture of you, and they look at the picture, and they look at you sitting in the chair, and somebody else has to go and look at it and go, okay, and the director has to look at the picture, and it's like 9 people decide
with your continuity people.
That's right.
Yeah.
Director of photography,
Grips, your gaffs.
Yes. Boy,
your makeup.
Your best boys.
Your best boy. What is it? What is a best boy? I've heard the term, but I don't know what it actually is.
It's actually a very important lighting person.
Okay, that's like the head lighting guy.
Your best boy. Yeah. The best boy works for the director of photography.
I call ours our proud boy.
Yeah, exactly.
The guy that comes in and lights us.
Best boy is it's a January 6th apologist.
Yes, we got a nice insurrectionist.
Yeah. Light looks great. Steal the vote. What?
Drives up from West Virginia.
Exactly.
To be our proud boy.
I'm at the Comfort Inn in Alexandria. I've got all the blowguns and torches. Yes. Is it time to overthrow the government yet? Oh no. Anyway, so you're sitting in a chair. So I'm sitting there, and Alibaba is this Chinese company, and the girl that's doing the hair and makeup, she's talking to me, and all she's talking about is how in China everyone thinks that North Korea has labor camps, but China actually has more labor camps than North Korea.
Wow.
And she's going on and on about how if you have an iPhone, you're being complicit. Children make iPhones.
So
she's just, but it's like, it's very
committed kook.
Yeah, but it's very like light. Like she's kind of like,
she's having fun with it.
She's just, it's very much like armchair, like Asian labor talk or something.
Conspiracy talk.
She said, well, but more, I mean, everything she's saying
it's informed. It's more informed.
Here's the joke. Everything she's saying is probably actually true.
Right.
But it's not the kind of stuff you should be talking about while your Chinese employers are like circling the chair.
In a mixed company.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean.
Even like the gay Chinese guys who are like, because there were like there weren't any white people in the commercial, but there were like gay Chinese guys that were like designers, and there was just a lot of
gay Chinese.
There were a lot of just gay Asians.
Oh, okay, like Lloyd from Entourage, kind of types.
Yes, but these guys had like the asymmetrical haircuts.
Oh, I
and
love
like
a mod
blue eyeshadow.
I love a mod Gaysian.
You know, yeah, you like new wave bottoms.
Yeah, I like them with some sass.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like they're gonna.
Shanghai has a very hot gay scene.
Like they'll take it in the ass, but like they're gonna be snarky about the shirt you were wearing.
You call that a dick, motherfucker?
Yeah, that's the kind of Gaysian that I like. I like a first generation Gaysian.
Yeah, like
his parents worked hard.
Yeah,
so that we could do meth and I could sodomize him.
Party and play. Don't mind if I do. Pretty and pray. So anyway, so she's talking, right? She's going on, and I'm not saying anything back. Remarkably, I'm actually keeping my mouth shut. Number one, because she's doing, it takes a lot of work to look this ugly. So she's going on and on and on. So then we break for lunch. And this was such a big budget commercial that because I was a principal, we had our own area, although there were only a few extras, but we had an area set up where they actually came over and they gave us menus. And you could pick so I had like an organic ribeye with a salad and everything else. So I'm having
the steak Diane.
Yes, it's flaming. Well, what here isn't? Yeah. So they come over. These steak, right? I'll have the flamed mustard rubbed tips.
Right.
Sure you will.
Yes.
Fruit.
The New Zealand lamb shanks.
Yeah. And then I'll have lamb.
and then also lunch.
Yeah. I'll have the shank and then lunch. So we have lunch, and after we break for lunch, we go back to work, and I go back, and there's a new hair and makeup person, just somebody new, and I meet them, and she's like, "Hi, I'm Betty," or whatever. I go, "Hey, hi, Betty."
Wow.
I don't say a word, and then an hour later,
no explanation.
An hour later, I go out and I'm walking around. There's a kind of a secured parking lot, and I'm walking in the parking lot because I have nothing to do. I'm so bored. I'm just walking around, and I look over and I see like the makeup woman, and she's in like an older Honda, and she's behind the steering wheel, and she's just sobbing.
Oh, no.
Sitting there. So they fired her. Somebody came up to her and they fired her, and they were like, "Hey, we don't need you anymore."
Wow. Maybe you think because she's talking about the labor camps?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
For sure.
Yeah,
inappropriate.
Yes. Because then I'll tell you why. Because the costume designer, who was this really hot girl, another kind of like stayed a little late at the party and now does costume design.
Sure. Long in the tooth.
Right. And she was a Scientologist. And she told me
the makeup lady was not a Scientologist.
Yeah,
she was just
she
on message boards.
She couldn't afford the Scientology.
She couldn't afford the audits.
Scientology is a rich man's game.
They really shake you. It's like an aggressive Herbalife.
You just sign up for it and you're like, all my money is now going towards this.
Yes.
So, which is weirdly
fucking insane.
Which is oddly freeing. You know what I mean? Because in a weird way, because some people
you're committed, but you have to. I feel like it could be, but you have to still live a life and make an income.
Yeah, but then everyone you hang out with are also Scientologists. You're all in the same boat.
Yeah, you're simpatico.
There are certain people in life that need to have all their decisions made for them,
right?
And they're the kind of
people that would join Scientology. Are those
yeah,
people.
that's what I'm saying. There is a very freeing part of your life where you just go, I'm going to surrender to this. Every nickel I make is going to go towards this. Everyone I hang out with is going to be a Scientologist, and this is what I'm doing. Best case scenario is I'm going to not have any money in 8 years, and that's going to be fine.
Yeah, but my meals are taken care of.
I'll end up like working on some sort of Scientology.
Yeah, because then you work. Because then I think they kind of absorb you a lot of times, and then you just become like the person that makes runaways clean toilets or whatever.
You get absorbed into the infrastructure.
Sure. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So Anyway, so I'm talking to the cosmetology,
Jesus.
or I'm talking to the girl, the one, the costume girl, and I go, hey, what happened to Voldemort
Old
or
what's
whatever?
her name?
Yeah, and she goes, oh yeah, well, all that shit she was talking about the labor camps. They just came up to her and they told her to pack up, and it was almost like apparently like because they have like a big tackle box with all their makeup and shit in it.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like as she was leaving the room, the new one came in the other side of the room. It was like, and the new one was as crazy, but just, I think they were like, all right, listen, you can talk about your rescue cats and how you make your own Rubik's cubes, and you started crocheting.
You want to open a yoga studio?
Yeah, exactly. You started Pilates before anybody else did, right?
Yeah, you were the real.
Yeah. But just stay away from talking about Chinese labor camps. So then, while I shot this thing, I played a dad. Okay, and if I can just get into the process for a minute.
Please. Yeah, take us behind.
I'll tell you what was fun for me was that when I got the audition, I went in and they gave me a script, and then they said, after I did the script for the audition, they said, can you also improvise? So I did.
Can I?
Excuse me. Yes, and
the
Herald.
Not only that, but also,
pardon me, I did 3 levels of UCB until I got kicked out.
Yeah,
which is actually true.
Can you give me an occupation?
Yeah. Excuse me. I'm thinking of can someone just mention a job?
And a job.
Doctor. No, another job. I don't want to do doctor and just completely fuck it up. No, not that.
Somebody said, I heard podiatrist.
Yeah.
We'll go with podiatrist.
Yeah. I heard attorney.
Nobody said.
Yeah. Nobody said attorney. Matter of fact, you're alone. So when I finally got to the Alibaba thing, the director came over and he was like, we really liked your audition. He was like, just do whatever you want and we'll shoot around it. So I actually was able to
so you really spread your wings.
Was able to, but I was able to sort of make it my own thing. But so there was a kid who was played my son in this commercial. And so while I'm there, I met the kid. I didn't even audition with the kid. They cast me and they cast the kid independent of each other. So I meet the kid and he's like 12 or 13 and oh, what a looker. And, but he had that this was 14 years ago. So he had that Justin Bieber, bangs.
Sure. It sounds like there was a lot. Sounds like that overall on the set, there was a lot of bangs.
He looked like one of the kids from the documentary, honestly. Sure. So he shows up and he had a really thick Southern accent. And
that's hot.
He played. Yeah, exactly. I was like, I'll be your, I'm not going to say the word Jim. I'll be your N-word Jim. You want to be Huck Finn? Let's get on a raft of sex and float down the Mississippi, which is my anus. All right. It's a lot of.
What is this a reference to?
Mark Twain, Huckleberry Finn. Right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even get the reference.
Want to whitewash my fence of dick? Christ. Yeah. It's a lot of
mixing metaphors.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I died. I'm going to go to my own funeral. Oh, like a little faggot boy.
Yeah.
Tom Sawyer.
Sure.
They thought he was dead. Right. All right. Read the books, folks.
Pat me, Lenny.
I think they burned them all in Florida, but and he Pat me, Lenny of
doing Mice and Men shit. Like I'm Rosebud.
Yeah.
I'm incorporating all the fucking
click your heels.
Classics.
You want to go home?
Yeah.
Exactly. Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Yes.
So anyway, the kid's playing my son. We're acting together. Blah 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 blah. So then at a certain point, we're on one of our many breaks. So now I'm breaking, and I go to stand outside again, and this guy comes over to me, and he's wearing like a NASCAR jacket and peg jeans, and he's smoking a cigarette, and he's got on like a NASCAR hat, and he looks at me and he goes, "I'm the real one," and I said, "I'm sorry, what?"
Oh, yeah. That's his daddy.
Yeah. Yeah, he goes,
"That's my daddy."
He goes, I'm his actual father. You're playing his father, but I'm his father.
Oh shit!
And I said, "Oh, hi."
Hey,
I said, "I'm well raised." I said, "Your son is doing such a great job. I'm having so much fun working with him." I said, "Where are you guys from?" He goes, "Yeah, Biloxi." I said, "Biloxi, Mississippi?"
Holy shit!
I know it. Yeah, we're about an hour outside of Biloxi. Now, here's the thing: if your closest metropolitan area is an hour outside of Biloxi,
right. Yes.
You are from the sticks.
Yeah.
And he goes, we moved out here about a year ago. He wanted to be I swear to God, I'm not making this up. He goes, he wanted to be in the pictures.
He called them the
Yep,
picture.
he
That's
did.
what they call
Yep.
them probably in
Yep,
Biloxi,
he-
outside of
yep.
Biloxi.
He goes,
The talkies.
and it's what I remember this conversation. He goes, I'm saving up to take the police exam out here. I'm going to be a police officer out here. But until then, well, I'm taking him around to his auditions and whatnot. I remember because the kid actually said whatnot when we were when we were shooting, and the director said cut. And he goes, don't say whatnot. I love it. I love what you did there, but don't say whatnot.
Right.
Because the kid said what like 3 times.
Holy
which
shit.
isn't a real word. Irregardless.
Right.
But so he goes taking his audition. So, and this is the first one he did. And then as we're talking, you see the kid kind of walk in the distance, and the guy's like smoking a cigarette, and he goes, one day that boy was going to buy me a Corvette.
Wow.
Yeah.
He said that?
Yeah, he
for
did.
real.
Yeah. Because then we got talking about it. He was like,
amazing.
Yeah, he was telling me he likes NASCAR
with T-tops,
buy me a Corvette,
leather interior.
Yeah, well,
Eddie Bauer edition,
baby steps. Tape deck.
Christ. He's gonna buy me a Corvette.
Yeah,
that's like a thing you couldn't, if you wrote that, you couldn't write something.
And he got
better.
He got such a predatory look in his eye when the kid was like meal ticket. He's like,
yeah, 100%. That's how I think it kind of.
Yeah. And when anybody motions with a half-smoked generic Winston, you know that they're the real deal, you know?
Right. I'm not going to say every single parent of a child actor is like a bad person, but I would say probably a good, I mean, you have kids, like if your kid goes, I want to get into this, you go, okay.
Well, I'm
when
kind
you're
of
older. Yeah,
I'm kind of there.
You're kind of there. And I'm saying you're.
Well, like, okay. For example, I've seen
she bought you a quart. You're not looking at her like she's gonna get you a fucking a Firebird with T-tops.
No. Well, it was funny. You know? I guarantee this guy though. This guy's the kind of guy who's like, let me tell you, some guy named Brian comes up to you and wants you to go camping with him. You're gonna go camping, all right?
Right. Son, be complicit.
We're goers, okay? I know what it takes to get in this game, so I don't care what he asks you to do. And I don't care. Don't tell me about it. Just do it and pack it all down. Plenty of time for later on.
Sure.
We'll make money. Put you in front of one of them Jew head shrinkers. We'll get you cleaned up. But until then, you suck his balls, lick his asshole, let him fist you. I want him to lose his college ring in you. I don't care. All right. I'm taking the sheriff exam for LA County here. We didn't drive out here from outside of Biloxi, so you can be a cock tease. Let him come. Pull on his balls. Woo!
I almost respect that guy more.
I know, me too.
That's just like a full on, because at least it's out in the open.
Yeah. So, or he like picks him up from the house. So, did you blow him?
Right. What base you get to?
Yeah. Boy, how funny it would be if this guy
disappointed.
Yeah, this guy Brian breaks up with him. He's like, you know what? You got to act like you don't want it. That's part of it.
Right.
Like you can't just show up at my house,
like,
and butterfly your legs and be like, let's do this.
Yeah, you're presenting. We're going to Disney World. I need the tease.
I'm into raping children. Okay, that's my thing. You're taking that away from me. You'll never imagine like you get kicked out of Hollywood because you're too eager to get fucked.
Eager. Yeah. I'm too much of a pleaser.
Yeah.
What can I say?
You know what, guys? I thought he was going to be good for us, but no. Turns out little Molly sucks a dick over here. Yeah,
I'm nothing if not accommodated.
Yeah. No, listen, guys. I know what it takes. No. We want to. Yeah.
God.
We don't even need to drug you. You're begging for it.
Right.
All right. So
fucking great. Let's say hi to some folks, and then we go. Maybe
go
behind just a little further.
Hi, everybody.
Into the section behind the beaded curtain.
Remember, I'll just do this at once. Please. If you're watching on YouTube, our watch hours, we're almost there.
Yes.
We're gonna
Chris asked about that. He said, "What are we at as far as the watch hours?"
No, let's tell him 2,700.
He said he's saying, how much do we need? We only need like 300 more. So we're very close. He says, how many more watch hours to monetization do I need to run through the playlist again?
Fuck you. Yes, Chris. Yes.
I say drive it like you stole it, Chris.
Everybody, please. Chris, thank you for asking.
Here's the keys.
Yes, you can. And bring it back with no gas in the tank. I'll fill it up.
Yeah.
Everybody,
it hurts.
Please, if you can, play the playlist. It doesn't cost you any money or anything. You just let it play, and the watch hours are going to be. Everyone's been very helpful in getting us there. And I'll be honest, at 3,000 hours, we get one of those toasters that looks old, but it's not.
Yeah, we get a Marlboro jean jacket.
Yeah, and a pup tent.
I'm hoping for a kayak.
Well, let's not get crazy. We don't. Who is Chris? Doesn't have that kind of time.
Chris might have to go part-time.
Anyway,
at the job.
okay. So if you're, watch, subscribe, all that bullshit, hit the little thumb up button, things like that. By the way, now that I ask people to do it, I am such a whore with that now. If I watch a video for 1 second, I'm like, I like this.
Sure.
I subscribe to everything.
Do you really?
Yep,
You're lousy with
I feel like why
the like button.
People it doesn't cost any money, and it doesn't.
Oh, it sure does.
It does clutter up your subscription thing, but that's fine.
Right.
Who cares? What do I like?
If you get more of the For You, it juices your algorithm if you want to see more.
Yeah, like
stuff.
I'm
not to get all fucking with the jargon.
Yeah, Bill Gates over here. Right. Sorry, Steve Jobs.
Not to be the best boy, but
so that's it. And then
like and subscribe.
If you're not on the Patreon, go to on Patreon. It's Patreon Brian McCarthy. It's on our Cherry Blossom crawl here.
Right
it's down there
on the crawl.
And that's it. So let's say hi to everybody. Whoever's here. We'll say hello.
Ted says you're topless. He's bottomless.
God damn it, Ted. Pull it out.
Bottomless in outside of Biloxi. Bottomless in
Bristol.
Outside of Bristol. There you go.
Cool.
I was gonna say Manchester. I don't know where the fuck.
I've got me bits and pibbles out. I do.
I like the alliteration. Hi to Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Thank you for your help. Thank you for your service, Chris, with the playlist.
You're a hero.
Dr. Spergenberg.
Hello, doctor.
MD. I almost missed the show, he says.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
Wonder why. He probably had a patient.
Yep. Probably a little chiropractor work.
Yeah.
By the way, you ever watch chiropractor fails on Instagram where they just break someone's neck?
No, what? That's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
Chiropractor fails.
Yep. They do it, and then the person just starts screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Dr. Spurg says, "Where's everybody going up?"
Yeah.
A little fucking vintage Brian, vintage McCarthy,
2-drink maximum.
Everson says, "Am I in a pet store?"
Yeah,
all the fucking hits,
all the golden oldies.
You can fucking call it a day because the chat's doing your
meet me in the locker room.
Hi to Ayers.
Hi, Ayers.
Duval. I've never seen that name.
Hey, buddy.
Sheesh, the glare from your pasty skin is blinding. Put a shirt on. Oh my god!
Oh.
I think he's flirting with you.
Well, you put a filter on, baby.
I think he's probably flirting. It's nagging. I bet.
Hey, fix it on your end, okay? Right. You know how to put a filter on this.
Well, brighten. You can control your brightness.
Yeah, make me look like an Oriental
on any device. Ted says it's looking like Auschwitz.
Oh, Ted.
Hi to Flat Cat. Our girl Flat Cat Jessica's back.
Oh, Jessica, you picked the right show to check in on. Am I right?
Am I right? Hello. Who else? Hi to Michaela. Sounds like a lady.
Hey, Michaela. What's up, baby? How you doing, girl?
Yeah. She says, well, hello there.
Slide in my DMs. You'll see what's up.
Yeah. Colt C says, Brian, I don't know if Adam told you or not, but pregnant. Your tits are out, he says.
Oh, titties.
Yeah.
I don't even know why I'm shirtless. I bought a new chest hair trimmer, the Panasonic one that has the buzzer on the side, and I used it yesterday.
Yeah.
It's great.
You lost a lot. I mean, I haven't seen you shirtless and not with the lights on in a while. So you're looking good.
Yeah, feeling good. I'm benching about 120.
Yeah, you're putting up plates.
118.
I don't really bench ever. I don't know what I would bench.
Don't you?
Not really.
Shout out there.
I guess I do the chest press. That's kind of a bench. That's kind
of a bench. Bro, let me tell you something, man.
That's vertical though.
You're either benching or you're not. Am I right?
Yeah, I think I'm not. Probably not.
Yeah, not Nautilus. That's for Harry Hamlin.
Okay. From fucking Better Call Saul. Oh no, I'm thinking of.
What are you thinking of?
Thinking of the guy from fucking the law firm on Better Call Saul.
Oh,
Hamlin.
Who?
He was like the hotshot lawyer that worked with McGill with Jimmy's brother.
I have no idea.
He was Hamlin and McGill and fucking.
I just know the guy from Bob Odenkirk, who I bought his biography and I listened to it, and it was so horrible that halfway through I was like, "Fuck this guy."
You bought Bob's bio.
More like Bob Odenkirk, if you've ever worked with a guy.
More like Bor Oden.
Yeah, Bor Oden suck.
You're saying it wasn't good?
Hey Odin, what do you worship fucking the Norse gods or something?
Would not repeat.
Yeah,
that's your review.
Yep.
Hi to Sly Shepherd.
Hey Sly.
Wonder if that's his real name.
Yep. Dax Shepherd.
Hey, what fucking your brother Dax.
All right.
To that nature. Hi to Joe.
Hi Joe.
Hi to Johnny with
Johnny.
3 J's.
Johnny.
Johnny.
Changes.
Nick, our boy Nick.
Hey Nick.
He says now I'm wondering what was really in that green slime.
Oh
from
yeah,
the Nickelodeon. That's a solid joke.
HIV positive cum.
Definitely Hep
Yep.
A through.
Yeah, you got to watch that documentary, everybody, and on Max. Hit up Adam; he'll give you his password.
Sure. Yeah. I'll give you my Max.
You don't give a fuck.
My Max password.
Yeah.
I barely ever watch it. Hi to JWB671.
Wow, that's quite a name there.
I don't know if that's his default fucking.
I get those on TikTok a lot. They're like 48999.
Right.
I'm like, all right, I guess.
And they ask you for money because they're on an oil barge.
A derrick.
And you fall in love with an oil derrick, and you fall in love with them. And then they have an emergency.
Yeah.
Fucking hate that.
I'll show me my deep water.
Right. Hate it when that happens. Hi to Dr. Chow, the Mega G.
What's up, Dr.
That's
Chow?
the second medical professional in the chat.
Very big in the community.
Yeah. JW says raining in Hawaii today.
Oh.
I didn't sign up for this.
Sorry, pal.
JW's all off the mainland.
Hey, you know what I say? You need the bad weather to appreciate the good. So you'll be fine. Don't worry.
Yeah. Julian says, "Sup, boys?
What's up, girl? How you doing, G?"
Dr. Chow says she's white. He's talking about Dan Schneider's wife. Thank you, Dr.
Okay.
Chow, for the research.
We're all obsessed with.
Oh, by the way, Dumb and Dumber is Harry Dunn and Lloyd Christmas.
Okay,
I looked it up.
Did you see the sequel? Was it any good? No, probably not.
Dumb and Dumberer. I think I saw it, but I don't remember it, so it couldn't have been that.
Dumb and Dumber 2, Electric Boogaloo.
High to Decline.
High Decline.
Nick wonders, do I have to blur out Brian's nipples for the clips?
No, you do not.
I doubt it.
Nope. As a matter of fact, make them bigger.
Yeah, I was going to say enlarge them.
Yep. Make them eyeballs like
to show detail,
like Sauron from the Lord of the Rings. Giant glowing red eyeball nipples.
Dogs are going crazy. You think everything's okay?
My dog is.
Let's see if anybody else we need to say hi.
Sorry,
hi to Julian. Hi to Josh Jack. Hi
Josh.
To
you know what makes me laugh?
OVO, our boy Ovo
wow,
Cool Cat.
It's been a while. What's up, buddy?
Brian, hope you made it back to ABQ. So we can go to TD's again.
Yeah, he loved that. It was a strip
may
club.
not be open for very long. He's saying, TD's days may be numbered, so you better get back to Albuquerque.
What are they going to put there? It seems it's
probably
a strip
Top
club.
Golf.
Right. I don't know. Like, isn't like a strip club like Salted Earth? Like, can you put anything there other than?
Is it like an Indian burial ground?
Yeah, exactly. You have to do some sort of exorcism
legally. They have to excavate for sure. I don't know about exercise, but definitely have to excavate.
If I was single and I was making TV down in Albuquerque, I would go to TD's every night. Be like,
right? You'd be like a doorman.
Party at the Econo Lodge. Let's go, girls.
Yeah.
Pick up a little crystal meth from OVO Cool Cat.
For sure.
That's it.
Right. Some chili pea from OVO.
Give him the old Eiffel Tower.
Yes.
High-fiving.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Maybe he and I could make out while we're fucking the girls at the same time. What do you think of that?
It's less gay that way.
No. All right. Everybody good?
So that's it. Yeah. Hey,
everybody. Thanks
you for tuning in.
We appreciate it. We're going to see you next week. We do have some guests coming up on the calendar, but we'll get to that when we get to it. But thank you again, YouTube, like and comment, all that kind of stuff. And we will see you next week. We're coming back on the Patreon right now. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.